Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. How are you feeling this morning on this new cycle of a new day and a new morning on day 210 of the year? Hopefully you woke up well rested after a good night of sleep and you're enjoying some nice quiet yin morning time. Remember that that's what the mornings are all about. We start the day in yin mode, and as the cycle of the day turns, we go more into the yang, the expressive, the outward, the loud, the movement, all of the things. And then as we come back around to the cycle of the evening, we're back in the yin, the quiet, the cool, the contemplative, and the feminine. So enjoy that yin time this morning as you're waking up slowly. Check in with the environment around you. Notice what's happening in the natural world and notice how your environment is having an impact on you. We are on day 210 of the year, and according to 365 Tao by Deng Ming Tao, our word on day 210 is variation. So grab your books, grab your journal and something to write with. Find that nice quiet and comfy place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so while we read together. Don't forget that 15 minutes is just 1% of your day. So find that nice quiet and comfy place. Get ready to spend this little 1% increment of your day reading together. And let's start on the subject of variation. Never jump out of the same hole twice. We all yearn for success. Not just the success of money, prestige, or power, the simple success of having things work. If you have a hobby like gardening, you love to see your flowers respond to your care. If you are in school, you want to master your courses. If you are a scientist, you look for results from your experiments. All of us want to be successful. So have a think about that word successful, and what does the word success mean to you? It means something different to all of us. Remember, we are all unique human beings having a unique experience. And it says here, we all yearn for success, and it's not just the success of money, prestige, or power, which, when you hear that word, those might be the things that come to mind first. But have a moment to sit and think, what does success mean to me? This could also be a journaling prompt for this morning. But once you hit on something that does work, it takes great courage to keep going beyond your limits. This is especially obvious in creative fields such as art, music, and writing. It is hard to reach an appreciative audience. Once you find something that works, it's hard to let go of it. You keep doing the same thing, like musicians who make a career of performing the same tune. But no matter what your field of endeavour, you mustn't do that. Don't jump out of the same hole twice. You may not be as materially successful, but you will be more successful on a larger level. I think that paragraph is all about, the comfort zone, right? Once you're in a place that's comfortable, you're doing well, people know you for a certain thing, it can be very, very easy to stay where it's comfortable. But if you stay where you're comfortable, you're not going to evolve and you're not going to grow. And I think that's what this passage is all about. Spirituality is creativity. Only with creativity can you have the power to follow Tao. Only with creativity can you remold your personality into a spiritual vehicle. Only with a great breadth of variation can you follow the constantly changing Tao. Therefore, when following Tao, don't cling to methods and dogma. Be spontaneous. This is a great passage. What a wonderful way to start a new day, a new cycle. Have a think about that. There's a lot of things to think about in this morning's passage. What is your idea of success? That's going to be different for everybody, and that's a really great journaling prompt. I encourage you to do that. If you don't want to physically write it in your journal, that can be a nice little meditation as well. Just sit with your eyes closed in purposeful silence. Just have a think. What does success mean to me? Ask yourself that question and contemplate it. Then also have a think about your comfort zone. What are some things that you're really good at that you've been doing over and over again for a long time? Perhaps people know you for it. Perhaps you've created a career around it. What are you comfortable with? And is there anything about that that's stopping you, like that comfort level, that's stopping you from changing or experimenting or trying something new or different because you're so comfortable with where you're at? You know, life is about evolution and growth. If you stay stuck where you are, yes, you might be really good at it, but you're never going to evolve. You're going to be comfortable forever. And there's a lot of things that can be said about a comfort zone. Yes, it's comfortable, but you won't evolve and you won't move on as a person. And as you know, we've spoken about a few times here in the Tao, everything that's alive needs to grow. It needs to evolve. It needs to go through cycles. And staying where you're comfy is really just going to keep you stuck. So you might want to sit and contemplate that as well. Is there something that I'm particularly good at? A successful, you know, that success word, something that I've kind of reached a level at with success that I'm kind of happy and comfortable with, that I'm not really pushing or extending myself? That's something else to contemplate or write down in your journal as well. And I love this last passage here. Be spontaneous. Yes, it's good to have a routine. Yes, stability and predictability are very good for the human psyche, but every once in a while, do something different. Push yourself out of your comfort zone, even though, yes, it's comfortable in your comfort zone, but try something new. It can be something really small as well. If you, for example, paint a certain way, try making spontaneous marks. Use a different kind of brush. Use a different kind of paint. If you drive the same route to work every morning, take a different route. If you go for a run in the morning or go for a walk, take a different path than you usually would. Be spontaneous every once in a while. Yes, routines are great. Yes, comfort zones are great, but try to push yourself, try to evolve, and try to do different things. That's what life is all about. So I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day on day 210 of the year. It's always so lovely to start the day with you. Thank you for being here, and I will check in with you tomorrow.